Yeah, I guess for me, the announcement, that Kevin Rudd made came as no surprise. I don't think it came as any surprise to anybody. John Howard being as stubborn as he was for so long, it was only natural that the first thing Labor would do when they got in was to say sorry. So a part of me feels like, was it lip service? A part of me feels that it was, because really not a lot changed after the apology, apart from one of the most significant things that did change was the acknowledgement of what had happened and that these policies did exist. On the day of the apology, I was at Shellharbour City Council and listened to the apology on the big screen with a lot of other locals and mob, and then walked down through Shellharbour Square down to my car, and complete strangers just walking up to you saying, oh, sorry. And you're like, oh, yeah, okay. Looking around, well, oh, why? Oh, yeah, the apology. So, it was a bit surreal. I remember in 2000 when they had the corroboree and they had planes writing in the sky, sorry, and biggest mob of people walking across Sydney Harbour Bridge. I think just about all Sydney walked across the Harbour Bridge that day except for me. And I know that was about reconciliation, but it was also about sorry and acknowledgement, and still, in 2000 there was no acknowledgement and there was no, before you can recognise, you have to acknowledge what has happened and how it happened and make sure that it never happens again. A part of me sees the apology as I said, as lip service, but why is it lip service? And it's a terrible political point of view to take, but when the Northern Territory intervention occurred, that was a stolen gen all over again. That was land rights all over again. So what did sorry mean? I don't know. I don't know what sorry meant. I know for elders and for people like Sil that went through and were a part of the stolen generation, it had huge change to their lives. And for that I'm appreciative of. I've talked to people who now turn out the light when they go to bed at night because they never did before. I've talked to people who don't tell their grandchildren or their children to hide under the kitchen table because, the gunges are pulled up in the street. So for that, I'm grateful that the apology happened, that we don't have to live in that grave fear again, that I'm appreciative that I can send my daughter to school and my son to school and know at the end of the day they're going to come home and they're not going to be, taken because they've got too many pimples or they might have a boil on their leg or they haven't got any shoes, or they just, because they're black at the end of the day. So for that I'm grateful that the apology occurred because it makes, everybody realise that those things did happen and they can never happen again.